Hey everyone! Today I want to talk to you about knowledge sharing at AI speed. And I want to start with a personal story. Somewhere around 2024, AI was a thing. Everyone was talking about AI. All the managers, the developers, all the teams around me, everyone was talking about AI and starting to experiment it and trying to make it happen in the day-to-day job. That's where I realized AI is not just another tool. And I started feeling this pressure that not only I have to learn it, but a pressure that I'll be left behind and that I have to catch up. FOMO at its best. Feeling confused and overwhelmed by all the information I encountered, I organized my thoughts and realized I lead the guild system in the organization. A guild is a cross-team communities where engineers can learn together, technologies, practices, ideas, so I can actually use the guild system for my own benefits and make everyone learn with me. It will be for me to learn the new technologies and also for them and for the entire organization. This talk is not really about the AI adoption, but more about the knowledge sharing. It's about what happened to people and organization when the change moved faster than the learning. I'm Hila Elkayam, and except of leading the guild system, like I said, I'm the mother of Zohar and Noga. I'm a backend engineer by heart, but head of engineering by title. So going back to the guilds, I decided to act quickly. I honestly did what every other company would do and invest in education. First of all, I secured a budget because I wanted to invite external speakers to help me learn everything together. I built a very detailed plan of lectures for the next several months, focusing on GenAI adoption and skill building, starting with the basic 101 lectures for GenAI up to the practical hands-on sessions of agents and stuff like that. We organized the lectures across the guilds, and at first it looked great. Sessions were full, people were curious, energy was very high, and I was really happy with what I built. But we didn't stop there. After all, it is a revolution and a very big one in the way we work. And I noticed that there are two main issues. First of all, 62% of the leaders have a lot of ideas but don't really know how to execute them. And the other problem is that 42%, even if they have the idea and they know how to execute it, they are not sure if they are allowed to do it. Not sure if they can share the entire context, if they can upload the whole repo, if they can share the Jira story, if there is PII that I cannot use, stuff like that. So we started with first dealing with those two questions. Am I allowed and what can I do? And we stopped everything and the info team started with doing a very big research, closing the loose ends, and after they finished doing that, we created a one long demo for everyone that explained everything from bottom to top. We talked about all the tools that we have, what we already implemented and what is ready for use, explained the rules of what we can do and what we can't do, but we did more than that. We realized that most of the learning is happening over coffee. And we took a ritual that we already have called the Tech Talk, which is something that we do every 2 weeks, where developers share knowledge, share difficulties that they have, new technologies that we are learning, and we just took the same meeting that we already have and just reused it to share success stories about AI, even small ones. It doesn't really matter, like how to make AI write the automation for you or how just to build a test plan. It actually made a lot of sense because at the beginning we built the Tech Talk when we were one team and we started to grow. And at that point we really needed to share a lot of knowledge because most of us did the same work at different teams. Now our entire work, the way we work changed, and this is why it was kind of ideal to take the same ritual which we already do and just change it to the new way of work. Somewhere along the way, agents become more approachable, even for non-developers. And we went as developers from using AI in the IDE for assistance and code writing very simply to actual delegation of our work to the agents. Like they could generate test plan for us or analyze the logs for us and a lot more. After all the process that I explained, I was sure that we can get there very easily and we could start delegating work for agents. But it didn't happen as I planned. The agents were not adopted as fast as I expected, and we had a lot of tools, not really a good methodology on how to use them, and each developer actually did what suits him best, causing the entire organization to not progress as organization but as individuals. That's where I understood that AI adoption is not a technology problem, it's a learning problem. Let's start to understand the reason. The first reason is that we are the first generation of workers where the technology that we use is moving faster than our biological ability to form a training plan. The average half-life of professional is 2.5 years, which means that after 2.5 years, half of what you already know become irrelevant. Well, it used to be 2.5 years. Now it turned into months. By the time we build and deliver an advanced AI workshop, it already become outdated. Look at Martek's law. It says that the technology is changing exponentially and the organization changed logarithmically. It means that the gap between what the tool is doing and what we know about what the tool is doing and teaching it to the entire organization is widening every single day. The third reason is the human factor, the people itself. Well, let's see why people are getting stuck. First of all, basic fear. They fear from the technology that may or may not replace them. They fear of making mistakes and using the wrong tool or doing something that they are not allowed to do. There's a lot of tool friction because there's a lot of tools and I need to know how to talk with each and every one of them. And like I said, there's a lot of tools. I have Copilot, Windsurf, Amazon Q, and GPT. What should I use? There are so many tools that I can't even decide on what to do and what to use. Since I have so many tools, I just get choice paralysis and I prefer to do nothing and use what I know. This leads us to the first reason. Sharing knowledge was everyone's job, but no one's responsibility. We had no tracking. We didn't monitor who was getting stuck and why the adoption failed. It failed because human reasons, not technical ones, because without clear ownership, only the early adopters kept moving. Everyone else were like stuck on this invisible friction that no one addressed. AI adoption cannot be a side responsibility. Someone has to notice who is getting stuck, who is afraid, and who doesn't know where to start. With that thought in mind, let's move to the solution. We don't need any other tools. We need an AI enablement lead that will manage the plumbing and will manage the entire developer experience ownership. The first thing he needs to do is to build the company toolbox. We need to understand which tools we are using and how we are using it. The second thing is codify the happy path. Those small things that we already have working, we need to build templates for them with standards in order for other teams that when they want to use it, they will just have it already ready. They won't need to start from scratch. They will have a frictionless way up to production. He needs to be the accelerator of the organization and know how to move forward at the right pace, knowing when to lead, when to support, and when to step aside, letting the learning just continue and happening. The solution is that instead of doing ad hoc training, we need a process that will encourage the knowledge flow. To do that, we need to treat the enablement just like we do for a product, which means we need to treat the internal learning just like we would treat customer features. It means that we need to have roadmaps and success metrics and measuring adoption, and we need to iterate according to the feedback we get. If the product isn't being used, it's the product that is broken and not the user. Third solution, don't teach the tool, teach the routine. What I mean is that if I would teach someone a tool, he would probably forget how to use it by the time he would need it and forget what I taught him. So what I want to do is teach a routine, and we want to build one that connects AI to something that I'm already doing. For example, if I will take an agent and connect it to the Zoom that I'm already having and tell him to just summarize the action items, it will help me and it will force me to use AI. Also, I can take developers and make them work with agents that are doing code reviews that will definitely help them and will make them see the benefits of using AI. Adoption happens when people see someone like them succeed in it. So instead of convincing everyone to use AI, just select some champions. They don't have to be the most senior ones. They don't have to be the AI experts, because the role is not to teach. The role is just experiment in public. We need small wins, we need real use cases, and we just need to share success stories, even small ones. I believe we are living in a very familiar moment. Years back, software teams went through the same transformation and moved from waterfall to agile. At the beginning, no one knew what agile means. We just copied some ceremonies, added some stand-ups, and followed some frameworks. But the real change took years, because agile is not just a process change, it's a mindset change. And I believe AI is quite the same. We live in a world which is designed for human work, and it is changing. The world is changing. But the agile of AI, even though it's another way of working, it's not fully emerged yet. And maybe that's okay, because right now our job is not to know the answer and know what will come up next. Our job is just to learn together and get to that point better. So those are the problems we went through: the knowledge that aged too fast, Martek's law, the human factor, and that we didn't have any single owners. And we also followed the solution, with the need for an AI enablement lead. We need to treat enablement as a product, knowing how to stack habits and lead by example. Thank you for watching.